Okay, so Not Such an Innocent Girl is one of my favourite tracks on the album. It's a good example of what's actually on the record. One of the last records that I actually recorded on the album, it was written by Steve Kipner, who wrote Genie in a Bottle for Christina Aguilera, and Andrew Frampton, who is an English writer. And I had great fun recording this record. As I said, it was one of the last songs that I recorded on the album, and it was quite funny because the whole album was finished, and then Steve actually came to me and he said, I've got this great song, you know, I think you should record it, you'd sound great on it. So I recorded it and loved it, and for me I just thought, what a fantastic starting point. It starts off by saying, first impressions can be wrong, so let me clear what's going on. Which is a good opening statement for me, because a lot of people think they know me because of what's in the press and what the media say, but for the first time this isn't Posh Spice and the Spice Girls or Posh and Becks, you know, for the first time this is Victoria Beckham, this is all about me, so that's why I particularly like this song. A Mind of Its Own, another really lovely song. What I like about this is it's a good pop song with a really nice message running through it. Again, it was written by Steve Kipner and Andrew Frampton, and also myself. This is one of the first songs that I wrote with Steve and Andrew. I think it's got a really, really lovely verse, you know, the way that I do a very sexy bit of speaking on the verses, and then when the chorus comes in, it's a really big chorus. So I love this song, really, really like it. That Kind of Girl, now this, again, I say this with all of them, but this really is one of my favourite songs. Written by Steve Kipner again. I recorded this in LA, he's got a little studio in his house, and I remember when we were recording it, it was really, really raining heavily. It just brings back lots of memories, this song. The words are amazing. I mean, Steve Kipner really is one of the most amazing lyricists I have ever worked with. There's one particular line in this song that I love, which says, do you like watching the sun come up? Then it says, sipping champagne out of paper cups, which I think is really cute because that's the kind of thing that I do with if I get champagne, if I'm lucky enough to have champagne, I'll usually drink it out of a plastic cup or something. So lovely. I mean, this song reminds me of quite an 80s style ballad, really, very soulful. Yeah, really like this one. Like That. This again was one of the last songs that I recorded on the album. I wrote this one in London with a couple of really nice guys. What I like about this song, apart from the fact it's a pop song, it's got a lot of attitude running through it, so the actual track of this album is quite tough. So I could do some great dance routines to it. It's very catchy. I think it's quite cool, one of the cooler tracks on my record. And actually lyrically it's really nice, because rather than talking about a relationship, it's actually saying, you know, I'm talking about looking at my friend's relationship. So it's sort of like a third party talking about what's happening. So I like the message in there, it's a little bit different. Great song. Girlfriend. Now this song really does have some history, because I started writing this song with Dane Bowers when we were on our way back from a road show that we'd done with the True Steppers, and we was on this train on the way back, and we started talking about songs, and I actually said how I wanted a song that was similar to Toni Braxton, Man Enough, you know, good pop song but with some really nice attitude, quite dancey, some very strong beats. So we had our train ticket and we started writing lyric ideas on the back of our train ticket. And a few months later we ended up in the studio recording it with Harvey Mason Jr., who used to be part of the Dark Child team, and Damon Thomas, who is part of the Babyface team, and they've now joined together. And yeah, myself and Dane were there too, and we wrote a fantastic song. I think this is one of the dancier tracks on the album. Fantastic middle eight. What I loved about working with Harvey is he's amazing with beats. Yeah, beats and tracks, and Damon is the lyric man behind it. So yeah, great song, good to dance to. Midnight Fantasy. Now I recorded this in Sweden quite a long time ago, when it was absolutely freezing. It was so cold there I turned up in a ski suit. That's how cold, that's how cold it actually was. Yeah, really nice song. I wrote this one as well. It reminds me of a bit of a kind of old style Janet Jackson song. You know, it's very poppy, very up tempo, great to dance to, nice little message going on, just very, very catchy, really good pop song. I Owe You is a really special song for me because I wrote this song for David. You know, it was David really that gave me the encouragement to do this record, because I was very nervous, and you know, he really helped build up my confidence. So I wrote a song for him. I'm getting all embarrassed now. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's a really nice song, lovely ballad, fantastic string section running through it. Yeah, really nice. No Tricks, No Games. Again, I wrote this one with Steve Kipner and Andrew Frampton again. It's good. It's basically saying take off the makeup, take off all of this, and you know, see me as I really am. No tricks, no games. This is just me. It's the way that it's got to be. Really nice up tempo. Again, with attitude. I Wish. Now this one really brings back memories because it was one of my first trips to America, and I was working with Soul Shock and Carlin, and they're actually Danish but they live in LA, and all I'd heard is that they work with Whitney Houston, Toni Braxton, Brandy, and amazing singers like that. So I was really, really nervous when I went out there, and I remember I walked into the studio. It was a big, big recording studio in the middle of LA, and on the door it said Victoria Beckham, private session, keep out, and I was so nervous, and I was on my own just with Brooklyn, and my mum was there to look after Brooklyn. And I went in there, and I was really, really nervous, but I think the good thing about Soul Shock and Carlin is they really pushed me, you know, with my writing and also vocally. So I think I Wish for me is quite R&B, you know, a bit of an R&B flavour behind it, but I brought my poppy lyrics and poppy melody along, and I think we got, you know, the best of when England and America meet. Bit of R&B, quite a cool track, but still poppy melodies and poppy lyrics. Great one to dance to, this is. What You Talking About? Again, Soul Shock and Carlin and myself. Really, really great, you know, sort of bit of a sort of mid-tempo, again quite a cool song, nice lyrics, catchy song, again quite cool for me, I think. Unconditional Love. I wrote this one in America with Rhett Lawrence, who also wrote Never Be the Same Again for Melanie C. I love Unconditional Love because this one's kind of written for David as well. You know, it's just a romantic ballad, some great vocals, really, really catchy chorus. Yeah, I mean, the lyrics kind of explain everything about this one. Every Part of Me. Well, I have to say that I think on the album, Brooklyn is the star of the record with his little tiny bit that he does on this record. He was in the studio with me while I was recording most of the album, and I was singing away, and he was just playing around in the background, and he was laughing and giggling and saying mummy, and we played back the track, and he was actually on there accidentally, and I just thought he sounded so cute that I decided to leave him on. So yes, so I must say, a bit of a guest appearance there, but it's quite funny because when we're running around the house, I'll say, Brooklyn, but so no, I won't. It'll say, Mummy, Brooklyn song, can we hear Brooklyn song? And he listens to it, and I play because he points to the speaker, and he goes all embarrassed and goes like that. But he's really proud of himself.